Hey everyone, it's Yue from the Strictly Broken YouTube channel, and this video is for the Weiss community, for the Vanguard community, and also for myself as a kind of retrospective. And I'm not sure what I'm going to title the video yet, but it's probably going to be something along the lines of why a, Weiss Schwarz world champion moved on to playing only Vanguard, something like that, because that's basically what happened. And I'm not even, just to flex a little bit my pedigree, it's not that I'm just a Weiss world champion. I'm a three-time worlds qualifier. This is all English, by the way. I didn't play that much Japanese Weiss. Three-time worlds qualifying, first place finisher, third place finisher. And the other time I didn't get into top 8 because they didn't do top 8. They only did top 4, but I was an X1 record. Off all my finishes, I always had like a first place finish to qualify for Worlds. Like my Weiss Schwarz pedigree was absolutely insane. Weiss players, you guys, I'm like a huge name in the Weiss scene. Not to flex, that one was not supposed to be a flex, but I am like known because I have done so well in the Weiss Schwarz English scene. I don't even in the Japanese scene, like the most recent one, and this kind of was the nail on the coffin for me. One thing that a lot of people would often harp at me about was, hey, you've been doing so well in the English format for so many years, but you are kind of underachieved in terms of Japanese format. And so last year, 2019, I guess 2 years ago now, but 2019 I went to play Japanese. And I play Japanese every year, but I never tried too hard. But I resolved to apply myself that year for Japanese, and I cut the top 8, but got disqualified for writing my deck list wrong, which was such a stupid mistake because I basically played a different deck list the day before for the qualifier tournament for the nationals. And I just changed the deck list for the actual tournament by like one card, and I messed that up and got disqualified. So that was pretty cringe. But like I even kind of proved myself that I'm competent in Japanese because I top 8'd the national tournament, or like, sorry, not top 8, top 16 the national tournament. I just feel like I've proved everything I needed to prove, and I'm basically done. I never won Japanese Worlds, but the odds are actually really stacked against players for Japanese Worlds. It's pretty hard to do, to be honest. So yeah, that was like a little bit of a small derail on my accomplishments Weiss-wise. And I guess one big reason why I do not just feel the same excitement for Weiss Schwarz anymore is I just feel like I've achieved everything I need to achieve. I have nothing I need to prove to people. There are a lot of people, and I know a lot of people there, they have to prove to people that they're good. But I literally don't need to prove anything anymore. If people think I'm bad, I don't give a fuck. Because for 3 consecutive years, I was just smurfing on people. Like, I went to California to play an event because I didn't get to play an event all year in 2018. Because at that point, Strictly was already taking off and I had to vend a lot. So I had to fly to California to play one event. 300 and some man tournament, and I just smurfed that whole tournament. My only loss was to like a good friend of mine and like manager at Strictly Broken TCG. Shoutouts to Jesh Kelsey, sex with Jesh hashtag. Yeah, like I just smurfed on that tournament too. And then I went to Worlds, right? I played, and people said I'm a one trick because I only play Attack on Titan because I just dominate every tournament I play with that deck. And so I play Contact Collection for Worlds, and I get third anyways. So like I'm not a one trick either. It's nothing to prove. That's a big thing. Nothing to prove. No longer had any excitement for Weiss Schwarz. And so I go into Vanguard. I try hard for Vanguard, and man, it felt so good being the underdog, trying to prove stuff to people again. Like really, the tournament I ended up topping at for Vanguard Premium in 2019, Toronto. I was surrounded by fantastic players, and I was just no one. really cares about my opinion, my takes, because I'm not a well-known Vanguard player. But it just felt so good to just be the underdog in the tournament again, and just kind of just needing to have that drive to prove yourself. By round 5, 6 of that tournament, because I'm playing this rogue. Everyone thinks gold is just so smurf. Neo Nectar is so smurf, and I'm just playing this rogue Pale Moon Loop deck. And I just had like 7, 8 people around my tables every single round, just looking at me comboing off on people. Like that felt, I'd get that for Weiss too, because everyone wants to watch my games at tournaments. But it just felt so good being this unknown guy. No one knows who I am. They're just saying, I can hear them behind me, and they're like, "Who is this guy playing this rogue deck? That's crazy." And that feels good. Like it felt like to me in Weiss Schwarz, I got so well known. I became kind of the bad guy that everyone who was watching my games is looking forward to me losing. They're actively rooting for me to lose because I win so much, and I have this built-in ego that goes with my persona, my online persona, that I'm just cocky. But now in that tournament in 2019 in Toronto that I topped in, people were watching me like going just nuts when I'm just comboing off on gold players. Like I'm the hero for fucking smacking down on the gold players. Like, by the way, Pale Moon Loop entire year was undefeated against golds. Dude, that was the hard counter to golds. No one realized it, but like golds they can't do anything with no CB, and you just loop them and they die. Yeah, it was such a great feeling. So if I have to really pinpoint the main reason why I now basically only exclusively play Vanguard for tournaments, it's I just didn't feel that competitive drive anymore for Weiss, having accomplished almost everything, and being the underdog again was just an absolutely fantastic feeling for myself. I didn't end up doing well for Worlds Vanguard. I kind of punted a little bit. And honestly, I think Loop wasn't the play for Worlds. I played it anyways because I thought, if I dodged Neo Nectar, it was just too free. But I ended up losing to 2 Neo Nectar players, and it was just the fattest 8th of my life. Like, not 8th as in placement. I would have taken an 8th every time. Like, I just got fucking... It's a TFT term, basically. I just basically got punted on by Neo Nectars twice in a row. And I was like 2-0 at the time, and then I just lost to 2 Neo Nectar players. Yeah. I just look forward to everyday Vanguard brewing, thinking of spicy lists, talking about Vanguard, learning, being a student of the game, just learning how to be better at Vanguard every single day. And I really felt that Weiss, I almost hit like a peak. And maybe I didn't even hit that peak. Like, honestly, that could just be the cockiness inside of me, thinking I hit a peak. But, when you win, I'm pretty sure there's no Western player that's more winningest. There's an argument for Clinton and Riaz. Shoutouts to both of those guys. But there's just very limited amount of Western players that are more winning, that sounds so fucking stupid. That just have one more in general than me. And, okay, so I don't know if this explanation was worth making, or if Weiss players cared to hear this retrospective, but I had to make it for myself, and I'm going to put it up live because it's content. So yeah, for Vanguard players who are tuning into my channel now, looking at my content and stuff, thank you so much. I am definitely looking forward to doing that from now on. Every day, I'm in love with Vanguard at the moment. And for Weiss players that want to see me play Weiss again, the people who were fans of me and how I was just so dominant in that game, not sure if I'm going to come back, because I feel like I'm leaving that game up, in terms of like having a legacy in that game, no matter how small it is. Like, even though it's a small community, it's still a legacy. And I left at a strong point on a good note, having been basically just still like basically at the peak of my game. By the way, now I actually suck at playing Weiss. I play casually with friends sometimes. I'm donkey. Very bad. Yeah, that's it for the video. Appreciate you guys listening to me reminisce, lament, not sure what the word is. Leave a comment, like, subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to see any kind of content, let me know. I'd be happy to make it. Like, I am super engaged at content creation right now, because Strictly is I've passed on most of my duties to other people, so I'm just here chilling every day. So yeah, thank you for all the Vanguard people who are newly subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. Weiss players, stick around. I'm not gonna say that Weiss is gonna stop on our channel, because we have a very dedicated and passionate group of sponsored Weiss players who want to make content, and we're just trying to figure out a good infrastructure for them. So yeah, don't unsubscribe. Maybe I make Weiss content. I mean, I've been doing it on occasion. And yeah, that's it. Peace.